Good morning, magic friends. As today it is an extremely gloomy day and we can't do nothing outside, I was thinking to cook something that will bring you with your mind and the right status, the right mood to sit on the couch, watch your favorite movie or your TV show next to your partner, significant one, your kids, your mom, your cat or your dog. So today we'll make a soup. This soup it was first made in Romania and it's called Ciorba Radauteana. I can't translate this in English because I don't know how, and I don't know if anyone has ever translated it, but it was made first in 1980. You'll have all the ingredients also in the description, but I will just show exactly what we are using today. So we have one full chicken cut in big pieces, not the small ones. We need 400 milliliters or grams of sour cream. We have, as you wish, 3-4 cloves of garlic that is minced. We have 1 tablespoon of flour, 6 and a cat, 6 egg yolks. We have optional, I have 4 spoons of white vinegar. We have salt in here and nothing in here. We also need to use 2 big onions or 3 small ones. We need 2 red peppers. We need 2 or 3 big carrots, 1 big parsnip, and 200 grams of, can't remember the name of this. 200 grams of, I'll explain what. I can't remember the name of it. I'm really sorry, I can't. Celery. This is celery. The root. Celery root. So all this will go into our soup. What we need to do first is to set a big pot with water on the stove and bring it to a boil. If we'll be able to do this. There we go! Yay! So we leave the pot on the stove to get to a boil, and we need to add a bit of salt in it. So let me grab the salt and we'll put 1 or 2 teaspoons of salt in it. So we'll put 1 and the second one. Alright. And we'll need my old spoon. This is the oldest spoon ever. I have it from Romania. It's magic. It has magic in it. So when you do this, magic will appear and you'll need to stir in it so you can put all the love that a mom can put for her kids, sorry, a wife can put for her husband, or her lover, her boyfriend or girlfriend. Alright, so we just leave it to come to a boil. Meanwhile, I will just chop these in big parts, so we don't need to do the small ones. We will just need to make big chunky cuts, and you'll understand later why we are not making them small. So, and this one too. Alright, and we'll do the same with everything except the onions. The onions we'll leave them like this, so big parts. And this one. Big parsnip. Alright, so all of this will go in the bowl, not in the bowl, in the pot, sorry. In the pot when the meat will be boiled. Alright, so we'll just check on our water. It is not hard to make this soup. It is absolutely easy. Anyone can do it. This is what I'm trying to show you in my videos, that anyone can do this recipe. So you don't need to be a cook or a master chef. You just need to want to do something for your family, a quick recipe that will make all your members happy. So what we'll do now, we'll just wash again the chicken, because it always leaves blood in it, so we don't want that in our soup. So we'll just wash it really good again. And we'll just add it into our boiling water. You can see that they are all chunky, and I'm not cutting them at all. I'm leaving with my meat also the skin, because out of this skin you'll get a very good broth. You'll see that it will be a bit fatter. It'll be fat, so you won't just eat water with your soup. You'll have really juices, the meat juice in there. Alright, so we just need to put the lid on and just let it boil. Some of my colleagues that put videos on will say that you need to, after it boils, you need to throw the water and put clear water again. I won't do that. I will just use this to take whatever it will bring from the bones up up on the surface. I will just remove it, and that will leave us with the clear water, because if you're throwing that water away, you're throwing everything that is good in your soup. So you'll throw away all the flavors, which I'm not doing, and I'll show you how to do it to obtain a clear water in your soup, a clear broth in your soup. Alright, so we just need to let it boil. We already have 10 minutes passed since our meat is boiling, so I will show you now how to remove, because we have meat inside with bone. You will see that this happens. So that's why the other cooks, the other ladies, are throwing the water away, which I'm not doing. So I will just remove this. It's like a bone throat. I don't know how to explain exactly, but this is definitely from the bones that is coming out. So we'll continue to do this until it will stop. So at a certain point you won't get this white thing on top of your soup, and then it will leave everything that is good inside of it. You can see the little circles. These are the fat from the chicken, and if you are throwing it away, you're throwing it, the taste of it, the good taste of your soup. So if you want to throw the water and put clear water, you can do that and reboil it, but I won't do that because it's better and keeps all the taste inside your soup, in your soup. And after you remove all this froth, you will see that it will start to boil. You need to boil the meat until you'll be able to remove it with your hand from the bones. And you need to be patient to do this, but it's all for a good reason, just to obtain an awesome soup that will, it's a magic one that can heal any pain, and it can bring dead men back to life. And this is also in Romania, after you drink too much, you have a long night of drinking. My grandparents used to say that this is good to have it the next day, and it will help with all the dizziness in your head, and it will help you feel better. continue to remove it until you don't see any of it. And now it will start to boil, and we'll be able to add our vegetables. And now that we removed a lot of the froth from it, and it is boiling, as you can see, we'll be able to start and add our fresh vegetables. And it doesn't matter which one you'll put in first, you'll need to add them all. So let's do it. So be careful not to burn your fingers, and in this way they'll boil together, and the meat will just borrow taste from all these vegetables, and the vegetables will borrow the taste of the meat. So we're just drawing them all in here. It will be absolutely amazing. All these vitamins. I'm so sorry that you're not able to smell my kitchen now. It smells absolutely amazing. And we'll just put the lid on and let them boil until they'll be soft. Yeah, and the meat will be able to just slide from its bone, and I will show you then. So we'll just let it boil. After 45 to 50 minutes of boiling on low heat, we can now check onto our meat and onto our vegetables. The way to make sure that they are boiled is to take a fork and just try to get into them. They are boiled. They are really nicely boiled, and the meat, you can see that it's already getting off the bone. So what we'll do now is to remove them, and I'll do this separately, and I'll explain why. Because we are not using the vegetables anymore. So we'll take the meat out into one bowl, and we can stop the heat now for a bit. So we'll just remove all the meat. Looks so good. And it smells absolutely amazing. It's exactly like my grandma used to make it, my mom used to make it. My mom still makes it. Let's see. I know I still have some pieces of meat in here. Ooh, look at this chunky bit. Oh, and we have another one. The lucky winner. Come on. Okay, here we go. And now we'll be able to remove the vegetables to the other one. Here we go. It looks so good. And I will show you that even though we haven't thrown the first water and to put another one, I'll show you how clear it is and how nice it looks. And you got to keep all the flavors from your meat in this water, in this broth. Oh, this color is amazing. I can tell that autumn is coming only by the fact that I'm more keen to cook this kind of meals, this kind of soups, great soups. And now you'll be able, I think there's nothing in. Oh yes, there's not this. Make sure that you don't have any other big pieces in here. And scoop everything out. You'll now be able to see that it is clear, and you have all the grease from your meat in your soup, and you're not throwing that away, to just to make it more clear soup without the flavors. So keep the flavors inside. Try it once keeping the flavors, and once throwing the water away and putting clear water. You will see the difference, and you'll understand why I'm doing it this way. Now we'll move to our counter just to try to remove, because it's quite hot. We'll just set it aside, and we'll make the base of this soup, the magic thing that will make it absolutely amazing. So in one bowl we'll put our eggs. There are 6 egg yolks in here, and we'll use a whisker to mix them together. We'll add a teaspoon of salt, and as you can tell, I haven't salted my soup too much because we'll add all the salt now. So we'll put 1 teaspoon of salt in here, and we'll mix them together for a bit so they can dissolve the salt in the eggs. So mix it like rushing it, not just slow mode. And you'll see they will tend to get a more color, and they'll tend to get more orange than yellow. And that will give a nice color to your soup. Another thing we'll need to do while we're mixing those ingredients together is to get some soup out of our pot, so it gets a bit to cool a bit. So just put like 4 or 5 ladles of soup. And we'll just leave it next to. Look what a beautiful color it has, and it smells delicious. And we'll continue to whisk our eggs. This is also good for fitness, because you can feel all this work isn't a workout, but the result will be amazing. In here we'll also add our sour cream, 400 milliliters of sour. I think I have a bit more than 400, but it's alright, nothing. It will not mess our soup, but it will add more and more flavors to it. And I know it sounds crazy to add sour cream to a soup, but believe me that the result will be a happy one, happy result. And we need to mix carefully. So mix until they'll mix together. We'll be able to add the flour also now into, and I said 1 spoon. Bear with me 1 second so I can get a spoon. Here we go. So we'll get a full spoon of flour. I can put a bit more. A spoon and a bit. And I need to make sure that you mix the flour well inside our sour cream and egg yolks mixture. This will make our soup creamy, and all the flavors will be brought up more. Oh, I can't hardly wait to taste it. and I think this is alright now. We will set this aside until our soup will get cool to be able to put it into our mix, and we can work on the meat now. So what we want to do is to remove all bones. We can do this with our fingers, or we can do it with a knife. Depends on anyone, as you wish. So we can do it as you wish. So we'll just remove the bones. Be careful because it's still hot, and that will burn your fingers. So we'll put all the good parts in here. And if it's still, just cut it in small pieces, which you'll put back into your soup. And if it's not really hot, you can do it with your fingers, but mine is really, really hot. We can take the skin off now. We just left it for the flavors in. So we can take it off. And you can see I'm just cutting it in pieces. And all of this will just go back into our beautiful autumnal soup. It's delicious. I can hardly wait. My family is also asking, when is done, Mommy? When we're going to eat, Mom? I'll just take, see how well it is boiled, that is going off the bones so easy. Or you're able to just open it with your fingers. It's really hot. Beautiful meat back into our soup. So every piece of it is good, but not the bones. And this will be a soup for the little kids also. But if you have toddlers, I'm pretty sure they will like it, because it won't have the vegetables in, but all the flavors are in there. So all the flavors from these vegetables are in there. After we finish to slice all the meat, we'll just set it aside and we'll go back to our mixture. Because now our soup is cooled down, we'll be able to add it in this one without ruining the texture of our sour cream and eggs. So we'll just add it a bit at a time, and we'll continue to stir into it. And we'll just continue to mix until all the flavors will be mixed well together, and you will feel with your whisker there is no how do you say, clogs, no, nothing that is not well mixed. We are able now to add our 4 or 5 diced cloves inside the mixture. I'll be able to do this. Oh my god, it smells amazing. And just mix, mix, mix. We can taste it of salt. I think we can add a bit more. We can add a bit of more of salt. So you can put like a teaspoon or a half spoon of salt in it. And you'll continue to taste it until you get to the flavor you want to, the amount of salt you want to have in it. And just mix it together. Now we'll go to our pot and we'll add this mixture into the remaining soup, so the rest of the soup that we already had into our pot. What we'll do, we'll just What we did in this bowl, we'll continue to do in the other bowl. So we'll continue to mix while we are adding it. Quite heavy, so use both hands. Look at this beautiful color. Oh my god, it smells amazing. So just continue to mix it. As you can see, because we used the cold soup instead of the hot soup, the sour cream and the soup are not separating. So they are staying together and they do not separate. This is what you're aiming to have, a soup that doesn't separate. So everything sticks together like a nice mixture without having the sour cream on the side and the soup on the side. So you have a nice soup. Continue to mix it so you can make sure that everything is mixed in here. And you can see that we have a nice and amazing soup that is not separating. And you can see it is clear. It doesn't have the nasty stuff that we removed when we boiled it. So we removed all the froth that was creating it from the bones. What we'll do now with our lovely soup is to bring it to a boil for a couple of minutes, only for a couple of minutes. And we will do this on a low temperature. And from time to time we will just mix in it until it gets exactly to a boil, like a couple of boils. What we'll do now, we'll move back to our meat and to our vegetables. As I said before, we won't put the vegetables in, at least I won't put the vegetable in. What you can do is to mash them and add them to the soup. It will make your soup a bit creamier, but I won't do that today. All I will do, I'll add a couple of my carrots just to give it a bit of color. So it doesn't matter how you cut them, just add them in. It is a sweet vegetable that will add color and flavor to your soup. So just slice them down and we'll just add them. When our soup will start to boil, we'll add all of this and the meat. But until then, we will just let the soup simmer for a bit to make sure that, you know, adding the flour in it, it needs to boil or you'll have stomach aches, but it will be amazing. And I hope you'll try it at home and you'll just let me know how it went and if it was a good one. And if you loved it, just write it down in the comments and tell me if you loved the soup or if you tried it or if you want to try it. So we'll just add all of this. While our soup is still boiling, the tiny bowl that I told you before, what I did meanwhile, it was to mash a couple of the boiled vegetables we took out from the soup. And you can add it to whoever wants to put into their own bowl. So if you have picky eaters that don't want this inside their bowls, just put it onto your table and whoever wants to add a spoon or two into their soup and just mix it. It'll be absolutely amazing. Sorry, I'm so hungry I can't even talk. Because it has so many vitamins in it and it's such a pity to throw it away. You can also mash them together, and if you have babies, it is alright to feed them. If you have, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 months old babies, they can eat this also. What we'll do now, we'll just add our meat to the pot. You can see it's already boiling. And it's still not separating because we did what we had to do to keep it all together. So we'll just add slowly the meat in it. Be careful not to boil your fingers, to burn your fingers. And all the time keep your hands clean so you'll be able to do this with your hands. So we'll just add all of it inside. And optional, you can add the carrots, which I will do. We'll add the carrot in too. Blue horses. Okay. Oops. Okay, so we'll just leave it for a minute or two on the stove, and we can just let it on the low heat again, so don't rush it, just leave it on for another boil, so just for a couple of minutes. After a minute or two, after you left your soup on the stove, we'll add the white vinegar. So I want to add so much because in my family they're adding, if they need more, they will put it straight into their bowls. So we'll put 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and we'll just mix them together. If anyone in your family likes it more sour, they can add vinegar into their bowls without a problem. It won't ruin the soup. We mix it all together. You can see the nice colors from the meat and the carrots. And we'll just leave it on the stove for another couple of minutes. After we let the soup to boil and it is ready now, as you can tell, we can serve it this way. Just add in a bowl as much as you want. It looks absolutely delicious. I can hardly wait to try it and to eat. You can add from the mashed vegetables into it if you want. You can add extra sour cream or the vinegar, salt. You can serve it also with hot fresh pepper or the pickled one. You can serve it with bread or without it, as you wish. And you can also add for more flavors, you can add fresh parsley. This is from my garden. You can just chop it a bit. I washed it before, so don't worry, it is washed. Just chop it as fine as you want, or and you can add it to your soup for more color. In my country they will say poftă bună, that means enjoy your meal, bon appetit, and you can serve it with some Romanian vodka, but this is made out of fruits, prune normally. So what I can say, if you like it, just give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and visit me next time. Until next time, just enjoy your soup. Most of all, love each other so others can love you.